So for my next project, I want to crochet a granny triangle banner to decorate my craft room. So I collected some of my yarns of similar make and size, and I'm just going to get started. I've found a couple inspiration pictures on Pinterest and a couple patterns, but I'm just going to kind of wing it. So let's get started and see how these colors come together. I'm going to be using a 4mm crochet hook. Overall, I want all the blocks to be pretty random. I'm going to pull up some inspiration pictures and just start playing around with some colors and see how it looks. Okay, for my first one, I'm just going to stick with these colors for now. And I'm thinking I want the triangles to be pretty small. Let's just start with these and see from there. Okay, that's my center. That's 3 colors, looking pretty good. Okay, this is my first triangle done. I actually really like how the colors turned out. I was a little hesitant at first. And I did carry the ends, so the only ends that I have to weave in are the starting one and the ending one. I do need to trim some of these, but they're all worked over, so they're secure. But yeah, I'm gonna keep making these in all varying colors. I don't want any one triangle to be the same. And I think I'm just gonna make a few and then lay them out and see how long it is. But my idea for hanging this is I have a white cube shelf that's just in the other room right now, and I want to hang it on this wall, this blank wall, and I want to drape this on the front of it.
I don't know, you just see all the good parts, and so I was like, I just want to be sure it's not like we're gonna come on here and share our arguments or post a there's a balance, but also just we had this after the breakup, like when we were good, like we were just so random. It's hard for me to even remember, but I told you I'd open with getting married young. Like I'm 16, I'll get married in 2 years. Like I'm not going to college. I'm gonna stay with my mom.
Okay, so I am going to block these. And I know a lot of people prefer to block acrylic by steam, but I have this makeshift homemade blocking board. And I feel like while I'm making the other blocks, I could spritz these and let them dry on this blocking board. So that's what I'm going to do. Here's the first one. And then here's the second one. I'm not getting them completely soaked, just a little damp. And then I'm gonna try and leave some space between them so air can get through to help them dry. But yeah, I think it'll just make them look a lot cleaner. And I made an equilateral triangle and each nail is about 5.5 inches apart. So yeah, I'm gonna let these dry while I keep making some other triangles, just switching up the colors. I'm gonna keep this nearby so I can compare the colors and everything, but yeah, I think this will just make the end product look a lot crisper and neater.
Again, back to like not being perfect and showing that it's hard sometimes, you know, because a lot of people just let the year pass.
Clothes we have in the laundry service. I actually am really excited because I asked the Patreon members to give me makeovers. So people have been sending in suggestions. Headphone covers. I don't know what I'm gonna do for that yet. Definitely retro, maybe like a flower or something, like a round flower square. Well, that's fair. Egg with that granny square yarn, something merino or something like that.
All right, so it's the next day. These have fully dried after blocking them, and I do think they're looking a lot more uniform and crisp, so I will continue to block them that way. However, I decided I don't like these colors. So I'm thinking it's the brown and also the green. It's just looking too muted. I like the brighter colors, so I don't know if I'll end up using this in the final project, but I'm just gonna keep making these and just see. I'm trying to keep the colors pretty random, but this one might be a no-go. Anyways, let's keep working on these. I think I'm gonna want around 10 total, at least for the one string. If I decide to do 2, I might end up making some more, but for now, we'll shoot for 10. Okay, so far I have 10 squares. This square I decided was too neutral, so I might not end up using it. I have a feeling that 9 is going to be more than enough. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 3 plus 1, 7, 8, 9 are still drying. So tonight I'm going to get the help from my husband to hang the cube shelf. And then in the morning, once these are dry, I'm going to connect them all with a chain and then maybe another single crochet back down, but we'll see in the morning. It is several days past when I was hoping to have the shelf hung and these all hooked together. We left for a long weekend trip, but now I'm ready to get back to it. Like I said before, I think I'm going to just hook together the 9. I wasn't sure how far apart I wanted these to be, but after looking at some inspiration pictures on Pinterest, it seems like they're pretty close together. I think if I leave a gap, if any, it'll only be a chain or 2 wide. So my plan is to go in with white or maybe this beige, and I'm going to chain a little on the end and then go along with a single crochet along the top, maybe chain 1 or 2 and then continue adding each one and then leave another tail at the other end. After that, I'll see how sturdy the chain is and just kind of see how it looks, and then I might go back across with another row of single crochets, but I just need to see what it looks like first before I decide. Okay, so I need to decide white or this like beige. It's kind of hard. I feel like the white just makes sense. I kind of wanted to use up this little ball of beige, but I just feel like the white makes more sense. So let's go ahead and try the white. I can always rip back and start again if I don't like it. That's 25. I don't really feel like I'm gonna need a super long tail on the end because it's hanging on this cube shelf. Let's see what 30 looks like just in case. 30. Let's just do 30. Let me write this. I'll stop there so I can see how many chains I want to put in between each of them. So this is going to be the first one. So I think actually what I'm going to do is just go into the corner gap and single crochet and then go into every stitch. I would say that's pretty good. I think just like 1 chain. Let me just try one and see what it looks like. Yeah, that's plenty. Yeah. So I'm just gonna chain 1 in between each triangle. Chain 1. Oh wait, before I cut, that was close. I need to decide if I want to do another line of like single crochet. I don't think I do. I think I just like the thin string look, so okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut. Passing that off. I am gonna weave in the tail from the magic ring, but everything else is already worked over, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim all the other ends. Okay, and now I'm gonna weave in all of the magic ring ends. These are all my scraps from this project. Here is the completed banner. We are gonna get this white cube shelf hung and filled with some yarn and maybe some other crafting or decorating notions. And then we will hang this up.
Did you help us? Hi, Bubba's. Did you help us hang the shelf? Let's show your tricks. Stand. Good boy. Good boy.
Okay, here's the shelf. Just got it hung. I'm gonna fill it with some yarn and hang the banner. And then we'll be set. All right. Sorry about the lighting and the pencil marks I need to erase, but I went ahead and just used some sewing pins to pin these on, and I didn't end up using the chains that I made, so I just tucked them behind the end triangles, and I think that worked out okay. Again, lighting's not the best, but I did the same thing over here and just tucked the string. Now, I got out the majority of my yarn. This isn't all of it, but I'm gonna start with this and start putting it in my shelf. I'll show you guys that process, and then we'll see what it looks like when the shelf is all full. Okay, here's the finished corner for now. Eventually I'd like to keep adding, but here's how the flag banner turned out. And then my cubbies. I think I'm still gonna play around with what's in here. But for now, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out.